So these 84 asanas, which are the fundamental yogasanas, are 84 ways to make the body into a passage. It is not necessary, actually, for everybody to do 84 asanas. If they do one, it is enough. Usually hatha yogis, serious hatha yogis who are taking hatha yoga as their path to liberation, practice only one asana, just one asana. It is difficult for a thinking mind to understand why would somebody spend his whole life trying to sit in a particular way. But if you learn to sit right, if you just learn to hold your body right, everything that you need to know in this universe you can know. Because this is known as asana siddhi. If you can sit in a posture, stable and comfortable, for 2.5 hours, then we say you have attained to asana siddhi, that you are in absolute comfort and at ease in a particular posture. That is asana siddhi. If you achieve this, everything that you need to know, one can know internally. How is this possible? How can by sitting you can know everything that you can know? If you have a television at home, television is just a box with a little bit of electronics in it. But it becomes a world by itself. The whole world can stream into this place that we call as a television, or this box that we call as a television, simply because there is a receiving mode. If you set the antenna right, if it is properly adjusted, then the whole world flows into your place or into this box. If it is not set right, same instrument, it has everything but can't do anything. This is how human being is. A human being is, an individual human being is who he is only because of what he perceives. Only because of what he or she perceives, an individual human being becomes whoever they are. Right now, you are who you are only because of whatever you have perceived in your life till now. And you will be who you will be only because of what you will perceive in future. Whatever you perceive is what makes you whatever you are today. So, the whole system of yoga is only interested in enhancing perception. So if you hold the posture right, if your alignment is right, and if it matches with the cosmic alignment in some way, 84 alignments, if one gets into these 84 postures or even masters a single posture and approaches the remaining 83 through that, then everything that has happened in the creation till this moment, one can know, because the memory of that is right here within your system. Let us say in a codified way, it can be activated and ignited if it touches another dimension outside of yourself. So asanas are powerful means, yogasanas are powerful means to connect. I do not want you to forget what yoga means. Yoga means union. Union means two have become one. Two is just this, there are only two in the existence, you and the rest of the existence. In the rest of the existence, you may identify this one, that one, but essentially there are only two, you and the rest of the existence, because there are only two dimensions of experience within you. You do not know what is up and down in this cosmos. You do not know what is forward and backward in this cosmos. You do not know anything, these are all things that we have made up for convenience. The only experiential reality is, there is something called outward and there is something called inward. So these are the two dimensions of experience, inner and outer. So yoga means to bring a union between these, inner and outer, you and the rest, you and the other. When there is no you and the other, there is just you and you. That is yoga. So asanas are a physical manifestation of approaching this. a physical form of approaching this ultimate union, because physical body is the easiest thing to work with. If you try to do something with your mind, it will play too many tricks. At least with the body, you know whether it's doing it right or not doing it right, whether it's cooperating or not cooperating. A mind, if you push it too hard, it will play all kinds of tricks with you. It will make you believe all kinds of things and dump you the next day. But body is not like that. It is a reliable factor. If you work with it sensibly, the yogasanas will definitely lead to the possibility of ultimate union. In the meantime, by getting into the postures, before all this alignment with the ultimate happens, inner alignment happens, which will naturally achieve a chemistry of healthfulness, joyfulness and blissfulness, and above all, balance. Balance is something that modern societies have ignored and they're paying a huge price for today. Whatever may be your intelligence, whatever may be your competence and education and qualifications, if you do not have the necessary balance, you will not succeed, you will not go very far in your life. So, the most important thing for people who are seeking to be successful, people whether they're working in corporate sector or they're political or they're military or whatever field, the most important thing is balance. Only if you have a balance which is not disturbed by external situations, will you be capable of making use of the competence and intelligence that you carry within you. Otherwise, the most wonderful qualities that one may have will all go waste, simply because of lack of balance. And Hatha Yoga means balance.
It's wonderful to have you
Good morning. I
with
feel
us.
like
Good morning.
This is good. Do we say namaste or no?
Namaste is good.
Okay.
Namaste.
Essentially, this is a way of, when you look at a person, you tend to recognize their gender, their caste, creed, color, or good, bad, all kinds of things. To look beyond that fundamentally the source of every life is the same thing. So when we do namaste, we recognize only that dimension of you. You as a possibility, not as what you are today.
So we're talking about like kind of re-engineering ourselves. I don't know if you noticed, but New Yorkers tend to be a little high-strung.
How can you miss it?
You notice.
So what do we need to do to kind of reset ourselves, re-engineer?
Well, it's inner engineering. See, we have engineered the outside world the way we want. But what have we done about ourselves? As a generation of people, we are living in the highest level of comfort and convenience, but we are whining like nobody else.
So we're not finding that inner peace, the
See,
true happiness, success.
These words have become very cliched, inner peace, inner joy. But tell me, all human experience, joy or misery, where does it happen? It can only happen within us.
Right.
It never happens in the air. Okay, people say love is in the air, but it's not true. When you are in love, it looks like everything is like that. When you are in joy, it looks like the whole world is joyful. So fundamentally, all human experience comes from within us. What happens around us, there are too many forces, we can't control all of it.
Right.
Some of it happens our way, but what happens from within us must happen our way. Right now, this is the only problem human beings have. What happens within us is not happening our way, because we are not engineered the way we want. Good engineering simply means it works the way we want, isn't it?
So how can you achieve that?
There is a scientific process, as there is a science and technology for external well-being. Similarly, there is an entire science and technology for inner well-being. See, do you agree with me that this human mechanism is the most complex or sophisticated machine on the planet? But have you read the user's manual?
That's very funny. That's very funny. So, by the way, you do online courses, right?
Yes, there is online inner engineering process, which is more of a preparatory step, and then there's a completion process, which is always direct transmission.
So you're very socially savvy, you know? I mean, you have almost 2 million followers on Twitter.
There are over 500 million people on our YouTube imprints are there.
Wow.
That's incredible.
But when you say savvy, I've been living in this world for over 6 decades, so I know this world, the way it works.
And what about also the Isha Foundation that you have? Because people can visit there, spend several days.
Yes, we have 2 large centers. We have city centers, over 350 centers across the world, but we have 2 major centers, one in southern India and one in Tennessee, near Chattanooga.
Okay.
So this is over 2,300 acre property, which is a large meditation center. In India, it's over 500 acre property, which is one of the most important places. It's on Incredible India platform right now as a tourism place also.
And I know that you're also in town because you're, I guess, a fashionista. I don't know. Are you?
Well, am I doing okay?
You look great. You're styling from the top down to your toes. So you're doing something that fashion meets peace.
So
or?
this is a 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. So this year we are doing many things, whatever was dear to him. One thing was rural life, so we are doing a lot of work with the farmers and creating model villages. Another thing is the clothing, because one symbol of Mahatma Gandhi was always spinning wheel and him, because this was a protest against the destruction of textile industry in India by the occupying forces of the time. So we are trying to put this back because India has over 136 distinct varieties of weaves. No other culture has ever done this. It's taken few millennia to develop these skills. But today, most of them are on the verge of dying because it's almost the last generation doing this weaving. Their children have all become software engineers probably in San Francisco.
True. That's very funny.
That's right.
So we're trying to put this back. To put this back, one of the most important thing is to create a market. So we are exposing these textiles. We brought 120 varieties of distinct weaves to be presented to some of the top American designers so that they get familiar with this weaves
process,
and also how to use it. It's their choice.
Oh, that's so nice. So if somebody's watching right now, can we do something to make them feel better? Is there something that we, like a thought that we can kind of like think, you know, get our minds around today to kind of reset our day?
The simple thing is just this. See, what people are struggling with is not their life. People think they're suffering their life. No, they're suffering their own thought and emotion most of the time. Either their body or their thought or emotion.
Right.
Most of the time, unless they have an injury or an ailment, it may be physical body. But rest of the time, it's just their own thought and emotion. What I'm asking you is, when will you learn to handle your thought and emotion? At what time in your life? Because even if you're 50, 60, if you've not figured how to handle your thought and emotion, when are you going to get it?
Maybe you never do.
So if you never do, what you're saying is, the basic faculties that you have, which is unique to the human being, this level of cerebral activity is unique to the human being on this planet at least. So, your most fundamental instruments, which is what makes us human, you will never get to use it the way you want it. Isn't that
That's a tragedy.
Yeah.
So can you
It's a
do
downer.
that? Can you do that by meditation? Does that help reset
see,
the emotions?
The word meditation doesn't really mean anything because it's too generic. It's not… Anybody with eyes closed, we think they're meditating because there are many dimensions to it. Right now, how to use the thought. There are some things which are constant within us for most human beings. Breath is happening, of course, and there is a thought process going on. So you can link these two, and because you asked right now what we can do, right now what you can do is simply this. See, what you call as my body is an accumulation. It's a food that we've eaten which slowly gathered like this. We were not born like this. And what you call as my mind is the various impressions we have taken in from the world around us. So this is a heap of food, this is a heap of impressions. So where is you? So the simplest thing is just this, that you create a little distance from what you call as my body and what you call as my mind. So you just do this, people can do this, there is also a guided meditation called Isha Kriya which is available on the app and everything. All you have to do is with inhalation, you just remind yourself, I am not the body. With exhalation, you remind yourself, I am not even the mind.
I'm not the body and I'm not the mind.
And so what are you?
But with inhalation and exhalation.
I'm not
Why
the
do you
body.
ask me, huh?
So what am I then?
Yes, exactly. I'm not the body,
At
I'm not
least-
the mind.
See, the most important thing is, at least you know I do not know, all right? I do not know is a tremendous possibility. The moment you see I do not know, the longing to know and the possibility to know naturally happens.
Because if
see,
you think you know all…
The moment you see that I do not know, you ask the question, then what am I? But you asking me, what am I? You should not ask me, you should ask yourself, what is the nature of my existence? If you do not understand or know the nature of your existence is going to be accidental, isn't it? It is that which is causing so much anxiety. Suppose you're just about to get into an accident of some kind. Is there anxiety?
I've heard you talk about fear, desire, that these are all…
You're a veteran.
that they're from the environment.
I'm saying, see, if you're getting into an accident, is there naturally anxiety in anybody? Natural, isn't it?
Yeah, of course, so you're bracing yourself for an accident.
Right now, most human beings are existing accidentally because they do not even know the nature of their own existence. So anxiety, we are beginning to think is natural. Anxiety is natural. As a child, when you were 2, 3, 4 years of age, joy was natural, isn't it? Exuberance was natural. Now we are beginning to say anxiety is natural. No, anxiety is not natural.
You're right.
This is because you're existing accidentally.
I'm not my body.
I'm not even the mind.
Yes.
Inhalation, I'm not the body. Exhalation, I'm not even the mind. This is a guided process available on the app and…
Sadhguru.
Nice to have you. Check him out
Wonderful.
on all his social media platforms. He's got to go now because he's going to the United Nations. He's a busy man.
Very. Thank you for stopping by. Good day.
Thank you.